such a product. So give me 1 second, and then later I will tell you a little bit, probably in the Q&A session, about some other stuff. So you can see everybody the presentation. Give me a few thumbs up, please. Then okay, thank you. Yeah, so the company, it's now 2 weeks ago. It's called Imhotep Industries. So why we call the company Imhotep Industries? So Imhotep was the architecture of King Cheops, and King Cheops in Ethiopia built the biggest pyramid. It's 4 times bigger than all other pyramids, and Imhotep was the inventor of the first tool who they supported water supply from the Nile. And if Imhotep would stay alive, probably if he's here, he would have industries, because he still could solve the problems of water. So so if we could read the hieroglyphs of Imhotep and of the Egyptians, they would help us to understand probably some machines to improve our water. So, and why we have done that? The funny thing is that 70% of the earth is covered by water. So we still have, it looks like we have no water problem, but about 0.5% are usable for humans. What means from the 70% of water, we only can use 0.5%. And what means if global warming in the next 5 to 50 or 5 to 150 years is going on, we still lose the last water we have. Yeah. So if we look to our planet, so from 97.4% of seawater with salt, it's only 2.6% fresh water available for us, and 68% is frozen in glaciers. I mean, the global warming probably solve a little bit of the problem. So only from 2.6 is frozen in glaciers, and 0.26 is in lakes and rivers, and 30.10% is in the groundwater. So that's where we everybody have our water. And I don't talk about the quality of the water, because this is even another problem we have to solve. So this is only the whole water we have. So it's still not much based on the water which is on Earth. So the quantity is enough for significantly more people than currently living on our planet, theoretically. And the question is, how many people are living on our planet? Is it 9 billion, or is it 10 billion? Is it 15 billion soon? So I'm sure that it will be more than now. And so the reality is that from 1930 to 2002, the water consumption grows up to 55% more than the last century. So why? Because the people want to drink water, we need processed water, we need food water. And the funny thing is, if you see the world, that where it's really red, so here is where the water scarcity is the problem, is where the equator is. So where it's the most temperatures, we have the most problems in the deserts on Earth. And it's not so far away from Europe, and it's probably in many French-speaking countries, they already have water problems. So to give you a picture, it's not only so Italy still have water problems, and the whole United States. And so the situation of humanity, if there are 7.5 billion of peoples, they have water.
Il est 19 heures.
Huh?
It's my computer that tells me the time. Sorry.
Okay. So 6.75 of 7.5 billions of people, they have access to clean drinking water. They probably all in our session today have water. So, but with water pipe connection are 4.4 millions of people. They still have only water pipes. So you see that more than 2 billions of people don't drink water from pipes. So they drink water from everywhere. And 2.4 billion of people have no basic sanitation infrastructure. So they cannot clean their face, they cannot clean their hands, they cannot clean their ass or their body. So still, this is a problem, especially in Corona times. These peoples are not really healthy. And close to 1 billion of people, they have absolutely no access to drinking water. And so if you look to the World Economic Forum on 2015, it's still 5 years ago, what I have found. So if we look to the global risk of landscape, yes, it's so the financial crisis is always here, and we have interstate conflicts, they're always here, but it's on the top of that, it's the water crisis. Yeah. And the water crisis is one of the top risks in terms of that. So sorry, I don't check where the pandemic is, but it's probably somewhere here as well, or not. Yeah. So and so the global water crisis is one of the humanity's greatest dangers of the next few decades. And that's something we started. So we said we need new water. Because the global challenge is we are losing water. The global warming causes more and more water evaporation. The failing groundwater level is a really big problem. For example, in the Arabic and in the Emirates, they have holes with fountains with more than 600 meters deep and with 50 bars pressure. They press water out of the ground. What is the problem? That the natural filter of the land, 500 meters deep, is no filter anymore. So the water in fountains there is still water inside because salt water. So the nature. We break the natural filters of our hunger of water. Yeah. So there are many global challenges on that, and so that motivated us to look where is much water than we can imagine. And most of the water in the world is in the air, in the humidity. Because everybody was in sauna, so there is in German, a relative, what is English, relative humidity and the absolute humidity. What means the relative humidity, if the temperature goes up, it goes down. But the absolute humidity means that the humidity, there is more water in air as hotter it gets, exponentially. And so that's the perfect symbiosis of nature, technology, and human, but it needs energy. And so in a simplified form, warm ambient air is sucked in and cooled below the dew point so that the humidity condenses into water. So everybody is in holiday and drink a good glass of wine or a glass of beer, who can see on the bottle or on the glass condensate water. And what means if you combine hot air with humidity and cold temperature, you get water out of it. And so our first concept, we started with a machine that we improved a machine in March 2019. Which can fit in a 40-foot container. So it has to be shipped all over the world, fast and cheap. And after that, we have done the technical planning. So we take the best machines in case, so the capex, so the price of the machine, we said it doesn't matter if it costs 400,000 or 1 million, it doesn't matter. It's only the efficiency of water, liter water per watt. What means the efficiency to condensate water is the main problem, and not the price of the machine. Because if you can generate 1 million liters a day or 1 billion a year, it means as more water you produce, as more energy you need. Because we need to make cold air to condensate. So, and then we invented a machine was made from stainless steel, and we've made that we can make water from air in the Australian quality, European quality. And then we built the machine. So we hired 6 different companies. So no company of those really know what we have built. So we built 6 different applications, and then we improved it with our own people. So nobody ever have built such a machine. So we have rented a hall. You see, it's an old, not used hall, and we built the machine. And the machine was ready in October 2019. And after the machine was ready, we also was in Vienna at the Railtech Arsenal at the biggest, so this was the hall of the Railtech Arsenal. So we bring the machine with the truck to the certification, independent certification institute. And you have to, so we invested about 2 million euros in the first prototype. And the machine don't work the first day. So we had problems. And one day costs you 15,000 euros. And so we bring the machine at home to Freistadt, so 2 hours. And we re-engineered the machine. And we need 3 days to improve, to solve the problem. And then we was going back to the certification hall. And after the 3rd test, we had the certificate. So, and you see here the truck. So we always was driving with the truck in those, in the biggest Europeans wine tunnel, where we can make the temperature and humidity from Dubai, from Morocco, from Abu Dhabi, from Thailand, from Vietnam, so we from Brazil. So we have done any temperatures to know where the machine really works. And now we have a certificate, and we have that we can work for construction industry, for agriculture, for military and disasters, for rural, remote regions, and tourism and urban development. You can use that machine. And this is not so, we have different software in our company, and we also have made a patent. So our patent helps us to bring us energy from the sun to batteries or energy from the grid to generate water and have the best efficiency between temperature of the outside and efficiency of the sun. So what means the machine is 12 meters long. It's 2.2 meter wide and 2.6 meter high, and it's 14,000 kilograms heavy. And the water treatments is ultraviolet disinfection. We have mineralization inside, a bacterial filter. We have a verified drinking water certification from the WHO standards. We have a water tank of 1,000 liters input, and we have built in, and we have an output of 10,000 liters a day. So here's one of the specifications, for example. If you have 65% humidity by 35% of 35 temperature, you see this is the temperature, and by 65% of humidity, we can produce 6,600 liters water, drinking water a day with just energy from the sun. What means is about 300 watts of energy per liter water. So, and now you can calculate if you have 1,000 watts. So this is about 1,000 watt is 3 liter waters, and you can calculate, we can make from electricity drinking water. And so if you produce water from just of the sun, so this is the price of the Fenter. I go a little bit faster. So now there are so many regions they have water from a fountain, and now they can produce water just only from solar park to produce water a day. And for example, this is we have first customers. We sold also the first machine now to Dubai, and in Dubai we have 7,000 hours per year where we can work. It's a 1.4 million liters water by 15 years lifetime. Brings us a TCO price of water of 7.6 cents, or in Gabon, for example, of 5 cents. So per liter water, so 0.05 euros. And so, yeah, that's the story of Imodep. That's now the first presentation I showed you, and I want to give you now a second the video. It needs 2 minutes to give you a little bit idea what we have done. Sorry, I'll show you the video now. So I hope you hear the sound. Give me 1 second. So I can, if you don't hear the music, I will share the video in the chat.
Nein, wir hören nichts. Also ich höre nichts.
Okay, sorry. Ich will dann den Link sharen.
Okay, dann tun wir den Chat rein, for everybody can.
Ja.
Oder wir schicken ihn nachher noch mal raus zu unseren Mitgliedern, die da waren. Ist bei dir der Sound off? Hörst du was?
I'm sorry, you cannot hear it, I think.
No.
So I will share the video later in the chat. So, but it's you can see the video. So it would be German text, but give me 1 minute and it's done. So you will see here now the machine from the inside, from the technology and from the components. So this is the machine. We also have a snorkel, so we can clean 50,000 liters of fountains, and we can produce 10,000 liters a day of air. And there are now 5 machines in the pipeline, which we will produce because we sold them to a customer in North Africa. And exactly here you see the solar on the roof, and then you see the water kiosk. And the water kiosk means you can directly pay by M-Pesa, or you can pay by your smartphone with your tank, and you can harvest directly water where no fountain is needed. Yeah. So sorry that you don't have a video. I send you the link. Yeah, are there several questions from your side about that? So, or Milita?
Right. Before we go over all the questions, first of all, thank you for this great presentation, Walter. I saw the little elephant, you know, at the end. You know, we were talking about the our CMOS, why the elephant can solve the water problem. So I have lots of questions, but I will give them over. One of the questions is, why is the elephant able to solve the problem of water? Maybe that's because we say that in our presentation. But further on, thinking of we having all this technology, sophisticated technology, and you show very clearly that the problems we have, if we put all our imagination energy, we can solve it, the problems, the humanity problems. My question is, for several million years, I think all humanity, we were starving. So now if we have water, this is key to grow plants, right? So if you create water, will that mean for further on the humanity, we will have no more problem with starving, this hunger node? I mean, this is just comes to me like that right now. How do you see that?
There are two main drivers. The one driver is the ecological part, or the humanity part, that we need water. There's no other choice. But there is a second part. It's the economical part. And so what means right now we focus since several years, 8 or 9 years, on renewable energy. So our main business is lithium-ion batteries, energy management software, and e-mobility applications. So in total, our companies have about 250 people. So, and our stationary division is about 50 people. But the problem is not to solve the problem. The problem is to bring the money together and to finance machines that they get paid off. And the peoples don't understand. It's very easy. If it gets paid off, the total cost of ownerships are close to zero. So what means if the solar panels gets cheaper and cheaper and the electricity price is going down and down, producing water from air is close to zero. So if you have a fountain and a pipe and you have probably a desalination machine, or if you have oil pipeline or gas pipeline, it cannot get paid off. But if you invest in a machine and it gets paid off and it works 2 times longer than it gets paid off, means there are very, very, very low costs of total cost of ownerships per liter water. So if your solar panels are paid off after 4 years and they are working 20 years, then you have 16 years free, close to zero free of energy. And now on a decentralized way, we can do that with water. So what means any building, so in every building you are living now, what problems, can you imagine which problems you have when your pipe is not filled with water? So look at Italy, where people stand on the streets and people say, fuck Corona or whatever, and our politicals cannot handle that problems and our pipes are not filled with water and we have blackouts. I will not tell you that the water probably could have clinical problems or viral problems in your pipes. So let me see, there is no water, why ever? Then it's more problems to have no electricity. And to give you an idea, I think in every building of the world, it has to be a resilient rule that every building has to produce this energy and water on site, decentralized. Because the Africans don't have a problem if they don't find water. They walk 100 kilometers. So we have a orphans home with 600 kids. If they don't have water, they are walking a whole day. They don't have a problem.
And they have an elephant to find it, right? Would you say? No,
I mean, an elephant from nature can smell water over 100 kilometers, and he's walking to the fountain and dig with his snorkel into the ground and bring water to his family. But African women, they know where water is. They walk 100 kilometers and bring water to his kids. Yes. So Africans, we the luxury people have the problem if there is no water in pipes. So, and then, I mean, the Africans don't have those problems. We have that problems. So, and so I would say, if we are living in South Africa, or if we are living in Abu Dhabi, living in Riyadh, or if we're living in Brazil or in Thailand, yes, probably we have the problems, the luxury people have the problems with water. And to solve that, there are machines, they can make water available in a resilient way where it's also very, very cheap. So I would say, yes, to give you an idea why we built the machine, our orphans home with 600 kids in Kenya, in Twapa, I can send you the link also here. So we have 600 kids in a primary school, secondary school, and high school in Twapa. So it's called caribuworld.at. And we have 33 teachers, and we always have water problems. So the people are drinking rainwater, and mostly the rainwater is not really good in quality, and the people have stomach problems. So we buy water from very common companies. Probably they are from France or from Europe. You know one of them probably very well. And those companies, they sell water. They sell water over wholesalers. They are, I would say, not corrupt. They know what the price of water. And there is 1 liter water. We pay sometimes for 1 liter water more than €2. So, and that's why I said to my wife, because we are the founders of the non-profit foundation, I produce a machine where we can solve our water problem in Twapa ourselves, because I'm not interested in to pay money into people's, they don't care about other people's. And so I told to Manfred, you have seen him in the video, this my manager of now Immodep, I told him, please Manfred, buy such a machine. I'm sure there are machines, you can buy such machines in the world. And then we only found one company who can sell it to us. And this company told us the machine costs 1 million and we pay per liter water again €2. And then I said to Manfred, please take care, please improve such a machine. I help you, I take care about the budget. Let's invent such a machine which can produce water for many years as cheap as possible, as efficient as possible. And that's why I invented Fantua. Yeah?
Okay, thank you so much. So it's very easy for the questions. Please just raise your hand. Please say where you are physically, your name and your company. So I'm sure we have tons of questions.